England, 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 England. How's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little transfer video for you, but I just had to start off the stream like that because of course we do. Come on, England, get in there. Smashed up the Germans tonight, didn't we? How's it going, guys? Come on, what an absolute banging game of football tonight, mate. Slabby Maguire doing us proud. The slab at the back there doing us proud. Just want to say, mate, Slabby Maguire, if you win us the Euros, it's all forgiven, my friend. It's all forgiven anyway. But get in there, get in there. How are we doing, guys? Thank you for getting in here. Aaron Homeyard, Flying Pig United Cadet, the Cake Cadet, Travis, Aaron Homeyard, Nathan Buckley, Susie Wan, Berber. Everybody, thank you very much for getting in the stream. Really appreciate you. Do us a favor, hit the like button at the start of the stream and get involved in the live chat as we go along throughout the stream. I'm just going to ask you a cheeky little question in the live chat right at the start here. Josh Drain, how you doing? Nathan Buckley, Ollie Reynolds, the Cake Cadet, Jordan Brennan. Everyone, thank you for getting in here. Okay, cool. We've just got a cheeky little poll on the go there, my friends. Just for now, we're going to change that in a little bit and have another cheeky little bit of a poll action. But we've got a little bit of news to get into, guys, in regards to Manchester United tonight. Nothing major, but we're going to talk about anyway, give you the updates, all the latest stuff, because there is some new movements in regards to, you know, the headlines. Some reports suggesting that Manchester United and Dortmund have agreed a deal now. Some reports. There's a few journalists coming out suggesting that fee and structure is now agreed and it will be announced after the tournament. So a few people reporting that. Fabrizio Romano came out this evening and just said, gave us a few updates in regards to a few general transfers. So I'll just tell you what that was now. He said Man City offered 100 million for Harry Kane and Tottenham refused. Sterling's not intended to... I don't think he's used the right word there, but he says Sterling not intentioned to accept to be part of a swap deal. Okay, we know what it means. Man City interested in Jack Grealish too. We know that as well. So that's what we know, that he's interested. You know, there's no updates in terms of Man City having put in a proper solid offer for Jack Grealish at this stage. It is just interest at this moment in time. But the next update he had to say in this tweet was Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, more than close. So Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, more than close. How do you get more than close, though? You know what I mean? I suppose more than close is, well, if you're shaving and you have a close shave, you generally have a really close shave. If you're more than close, then you basically cut yourself, don't you? So what does that mean? I don't know, but either way, that's the update from Fabrizio Romano tonight. Jadon Sancho to Man United is more than close. So it just means that it's basically a formality, and really, it's just still close, in my opinion. It's just another update from Fabrizio Romano in regards to Sancho, that it's more than close, guys. He says, congrats to England players that only focused on the Euros. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about, really, lads and lasses. So, of course, Jadon Sancho is part of that England squad. We have now beaten Germany. So there was a lot of speculation about whether or not England coming home, and I don't mean football coming home, I mean England coming home would stop, would actually speed up the Jadon Sancho process, because as long as he's not on international duty with England and having to be focused on actually, I need to turn this down, focused on actually... you know, playing for England, then we could get the deal done. But because he's out with the international squad still, we've progressed into the further stages of the tournament now, into the quarterfinals. He is perhaps not going to sign anytime soon in regards to right now. So there's really two avenues to go down here for Manchester United and Dortmund for signing Jadon Sancho, I think. The first one being that we try and get him in the next 48 hours. Because, you know, there's no football for the next few days in regards to the Euros. Obviously, England's game's not for a little while. So I suppose, theoretically, it might be okay for England and Southgate and the squad and everybody involved to maybe announce this, say, tomorrow or the next day. So that is one scenario that you could have them go, you know what, Manchester United go, well, we were just going to sit on this and wait until after the Euros because we thought England were coming home. But because they're not coming home, and because maybe they've got a really good run to the final, perhaps they'll just do it now. I don't know, guys. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen anyway, because I think it would be cool if we announce Jadon Sancho in the next couple of days. I'd be buzzing about that. So I think there is a tiny possibility that happens. But I think the most realistic thing that happens, of course, still is, as a lot of reports are suggesting, that it doesn't get finalised and actually processed until after the European Championships finished. So we'll see what happens in regards to that over the next coming days. Of course, if there isn't any Jadon Sancho news whatsoever right now, then there's a good chance that it's not going to happen until after Euros, guys. The Cake Cadet has sent us a £2 super chat in. Thank you very much. How you doing there, the Cake Cadet? He says, a bucket of Vindaloo, pig. me nan, me mama, me grad, and a bucket of Vindaloo. Nice one. The Cake Cadet, how you doing? He says, not just a plate or a pan, but a friggin' bucket. I know, it's a bit excessive, isn't it, my friends? What are they? Like, eating pig swill here out of buckets? I don't really understand that in the song either, but there you go. A bucket of Vindaloo. Guys, yes, thank you very much for joining us. Do us a favour, hit that like button. Over 40 of you legends I can see in here. Have a vote in the poll. Is it coming home so far? The vote is 70% say yes. Get in there, my son. Well, we certainly got a good run to the final, and this is why I wanted to talk about the Jadon Sancho situation, because obviously we were hoping, in a way, we're not hoping, not that's ridiculous, but in a way we're hoping it was going to get done sooner rather than later, and because he's staying in the tournament for a bit longer, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, probably after the Euros. So the update is, though, that, I mean, Romano's just said that it's more than close. I mean, that basically means that it's just done. This is what I interpret as to be more than close. What that means, more than close, means it is essentially agreed, but they're not going to announce anything right now because of the current situation with the Euros. Their player is competing with a team who is at the Euros. Would it be appropriate for these clubs to disrupt the player, disrupt the manager, the staff, and just the general mood, perhaps, within the team, within the squad? I personally think that they're just holding off on it because of the current situation with the Euros. Now, I could be wrong, but it does seem like that's the case. Because Jadon Sancho is currently with the England squad and we're still in the tournament, they are not going to pull the trigger and announce that he has signed, because it may take his mind out of it. Even though Southgate is not bloody playing him, it's still a factor, my friend. So, yeah, so that's the current situation. Don't know, Aiden plays. I'm going to do a FIFA stream a little bit later, actually. Stephen Carr says Sancho is already done in my eyes. Defensive reinforcements next. Great comment, my friend. Great comment, Stephen Carr. Yeah, it seems like it's just a matter of time before the announcement is made. That statement by Romano is essentially, to me, you know, he's obviously not said, here we go. He's not said this is done, because it's inappropriate to do that with the player right now. And obviously he's not had permission from the club. They haven't announced anything. It's not an appropriate time to do it. So, but essentially, Sancho seems like it's all wrapped up, baby. So let's get a cheeky little Jadon 7 in the live chat, everybody, to celebrate. Well, actually, let's not. Let's just wait, because we have had transfers like these fall down, let's be honest. I don't think it's going to, though, guys. It looks like Sancho's coming. Stay Clint says, they said Sancho close because they thought we were going out, but we will not be beat. Exactly, Stay Clint. England have got a good chance of going pretty far in the tournament now with the next couple of potential fixtures we got. Obviously, you still got to beat them, and there has been quite a few upsets in this European Championships alone, but I think all the players, the squad, they'll start to have that belief now that they've got a shot at winning this thing, because the next game is a winnable game, the game after that's a winnable game, and then you're in the final. So yeah, England definitely got a good chance. Sancho may or may not feature for England throughout the rest of the competition. We don't know. He hasn't featured at all yet. But you might see him put in there at some point, but it does seem like Southgate just doesn't favour Jadon Sancho for England whatsoever right now, which is kind of ironic, kind of funny, because this is a player that we're about to spend, you know, around about £80 million on bringing to the club, and he's not even playing for this England side right now. He's got a younger player who plays in the Premier League in 8th placed Arsenal side playing instead for the last couple of games, and he's done a good job, to be fair to Saka. He really has done. But if I was Sancho, you know, I'd want to bloody drop kick Gareth Southgate right now, mate. What more does he have to do? He's had a pretty decent season. Okay, it wasn't as good as the last couple of seasons that he had in terms of statistics over there in the Bundes. Maybe that was shrouded with the whole Man United thing. And maybe, to be fair, maybe that's in the mind of Gareth Southgate. He's thinking about Jadon Sancho's mental aspect of the game and the fact that maybe he does just have his eye on, the Manchester United situation right now, or just his thoughts on that, because that can be a little bit distracting. And some of these other players don't have all that going on, all that media circus and everything that's going on that can maybe affect you off the pitch. I'm sure Jadon Sancho doesn't give a toss about that, and he just wants to get out there and play and compete, but maybe that's just in Southgate's thinking, but seems a little bit strange to me. Sibon Gracias, he says, is Martial on transfer list going out? There is a couple of updates to say that Martial would potentially be sold if there's a decent enough offer that comes in. So there are a couple of sources we've got to suggest that if an offer comes in that's good for Tony Martial, there will be strong consideration of it. But they're not just going to offload him for nothing. It's going to have to be a good, strong offer. But we'll see about that one. He is obviously a really good player. There's a lot of clubs I think will be interested in Tony Martial. Does anybody know how much his wages are actually off the top of their heads? Because that can be a factor. But I don't think he's on a ridiculous amount. Is it about 160 a week? I seem to, off the top of my head, plucking out. Maybe it's a bit more. I don't know. But he's on a significant amount of money anyway for somebody that is quite inconsistent. So that might be a little bit of a stumbling block for some of these potential clubs that would sign him. So, of course, yesterday we had an update from Fabrizio Romano. So I'll just give you the update from him yesterday. I didn't come on because there just wasn't like too much going on, if you ask me, but because he just came out and said yesterday that Jadon Sancho deal still at the same final stages between United and Dortmund. Both clubs are working on payment structure in order to complete the agreement in the next few days. Still details to be fixed, then it will be done. So, but now tonight he's come out and said that Jadon Sancho to Man United is more than close. And that's all he's alluded to, which in my opinion means that it's basically agreed, but the clubs are not going to announce it because of the players competing in the European Championships. Once he's finished there, once England come home or hopefully go on to win it, maybe they will announce it then. So I do think there's a slight window of opportunity for England to allow Sancho or Southgate to allow this to happen and be announced. I mean, at the end of the day, Jadon Sancho is a pivotal part of this, and he's currently with the international setup, and it is down to England, currently, what his current situation is and where his movements are and what he's doing. So, they may have to make some allowances, but it seems like that would be a bit extreme right now when there's no real rush. There's no real rush to do this. And get him in the next 48 hours. There's no real rush to do this. It seems like what they'll do is announce it just after the Euros have finished, or should I say England's participation in the Euros have finished, my friends. But let's have a vote in the live chat. Let's just have a vote in the live chat just for fun, guys. If you had to place your bets, do you think that Jadon Sancho signs before England's next game, or it's announced, I should say, not signed, but it's announced by Manchester United and Dortmund that they've reached an agreement, say. Let's say that that's announced before the next England game. What do you think? Before or after the Euros? Before the next England game or after the Euros? I don't think it'll be any other time. Hey, 21 Nick P, I'm pretty fantastic, mate. How are you getting on? Thanks for getting in here, my friend. Good evening, Wesley Ansar as well. Evening to you, my friend. Ashar Katana says, I want Martial to stay. He isn't a Phil Jones type of player. Well, nobody's that bad, are they? But no, Martial is very, very good player on his day, but he's just inconsistent. That's his problem. I've said it before about Martial. Unless we do get a good offer for him and we can reinvest that money in maybe another position in the team that we need strengthening in more so, then I'd rather keep him because he does give us quality depth. And if you want to be a top quality team challenging on all fronts, you do have to have depth in all those areas up there. And if we had Tony Martial still there, he's a better option than Daniel James on a wide position. For me, he's a better option than Daniel James. So why wouldn't you want to have that depth there if you can? He can play anywhere across the front three, really. In my opinion, at this stage of his career and where the rest of the United squad is, he should probably be deputising for Rashford over on that left-hand side, which is up to him whether he wants to do that, because he is older than Rashford, but I just think Rashford's got slightly more potential because he is a bit younger and is probably a little bit more consistent, although still inconsistent himself. So I would still favour Rashford in that position over on the left-hand side as my first starting 11 here. And then Cavani right now is obviously going to be the striker, with Greenwood deputising in that role for the future. And then on the right-hand side, we're signing Jadon Sancho. So we're not going to sign Jadon Sancho and then Martial or somebody else play there. Sancho's going to be playing in that position on the right-hand side. So, he may play left sometimes. He might swap over and that kind of stuff. But essentially, he's coming in to be that right winger for Manchester United. So if you've got Jadon Sancho playing right wing and Rashford playing left wing and Cavani up top, well, you need some players to come in and do the job, and I think that's where a player like Amad Diallo may come in for the right wing position. Greenwood can still play there, of course, but I'd like to see him deputising at number 9 for Cavani, so he can grow into a true goal scoring number 9. And then I would like to see Martial really deputising for Rashford. And of course, there's so many games throughout the season. When I say deputising, I don't mean they're going to be the backup all the time. It's just in some games, lesser opposition, cup games, champs group game here or there. You want to mix it up a bit, and you need these players to come in. So I think Martial would be a fantastic option to play over on that left-hand side. I really, really do. Like a front three of, say, Sancho, Martial, and Greenwood in a European Cup game against Ruben Kazan or something. I don't know. Then that sounds absolutely great to me, guys. You need players, you need depth, you need quality. And Martial's a quality player, and he gives us depth and quality in those positions. Basically, if you sell Martial, you're just weakening yourself in those positions. Maybe not in the first string, but certainly, then your go-to player is Daniel James. So, so if you don't have Tony Martial there to back up and come in if a player picks up a knock or an injury, then your go-to is Daniel James on that left-hand side, which to me is not good enough, guys. It's not good enough. I don't mind Daniel James as a squad player, back up, late sub, come on, be an absolute ferret and just run around the pitch like a lunatic. That's fine. But I don't want him there regularly, I'm afraid. I don't think he's good enough. In fact, if you're trying to, if we actually just compare for a second a player like Martial to a player like Daniel James is a decent player, don't get me wrong. But Martial is levels above Daniel James. So what are we saying here? I think it would be better if we sold Daniel James and just kept Martial. You know what I mean? And I don't really want to sell Daniel James. I think depth is important. So that's the point I'm making there. Anyway, 250k. What? He's on 250 or 220, says Bell. Well, Rushy says 250, and so does Primer. I mean, that sounds just ridiculous, to be fair, for Tony Martial. If he's on 250k a week, that's just not on, really, is it? That's too much for a player that's that inconsistent. There's going to be a problem with other players, other teams wanting to sign him. That's the issue. The Cake Cadet with a £2 super chat. He says, Luke Shaw, best left back in the world, Pig. Well, who are the candidates, really? Who are the candidates? Right now, I think he has to have had the best year out of the left backs. You've got players like Alphonso Davies, obviously great for the future. You've got Hernandez. Who else is there, guys? In my opinion, Chilwell had a decent season, to be fair. Yeah, he's the best. I think Luke Shaw is the best left back in the world, to be honest with you, Kate. Right now, over this course of 2021, so far, since the turn of the year, there has been no better left back in the world. That's what I would say. Now, I don't watch world football all over the gaff. I'm not tuning into the Brazilian league to see how Gremio's left back's getting on. So to be fair, I don't really know. I'll just put it out there. But I do think that, based on having watched the Premier League, watched Luke Shaw, watched a bunch of European football this season, Luke Shaw has had the best season out of the left-backs because he's just been so consistent. He's been doing it now both on the international stage and domestically for Manchester United. What more can you say? He's super consistent. He's super creative. He's good defensively. He's great going forward. He's really turned into a fantastic player, my friends. The Cake Cadet, thank you very, very much for that super chat, man. And we've got a new member. It's Wiggy. Wiggy back in the bacon brigade. Wiggy, thank you very much for becoming a member of the channel. Everybody, welcome Wiggy to the channel membership with your favorite emojis, guys. Thank you very much. And get your likes on the video as well. Get your thoughts in. I can see Danny Barnes, Jordan Brennan, Davey Fisher, Wormy Spoons. We're going to get into your thoughts and opinions in a bit. I did want to talk about a few other things before we do that. And that actually is a good segue, the Cake Cadet, talking about Luke Shaw. You know why? Well, there's a little bit of chatter on Twitter tonight between Mr. Fabrizio Romano and also Mr. Jan Arga Fjortoft. Isn't it pronounced Arna? Anyway, Fjortoft, right? He said, Luke Shaw, what a revenge for him. Mourinho, with all due respect, his performance lately is in your face. What a random tweet that is, by the way, from Jan Arga Fjortoft, my son. Luke Shaw, what a revenge for him. Mourinho, with all due respect, his performance lately is in your face. I don't know why, just that tickled me. Anyway, fair pretty on a few times there. He says that, and in response, Fabrizio Romano this evening said, new contract will be offered, and he deserved it. So, yes, and somebody said in response that was a very cheeky way of announcing contract renewal discussion news, Fabrizio. And he said nothing imminent, but step by step. And then there was an update he actually highlights from May the 7th when he talked about it. And he says Manchester United are working to extend Cavani's contract as a priority. The club is still confident to complete the agreement soon. It's up to Edinson. And then he also went on in that tweet from May to say Man United are also planning to offer Luke Shaw a new contract. The negotiations could start in the next weeks. So he's right. This is basically a cheeky way of saying that Manchester United will be soon, if they're not already, negotiating a new contract for Luke Shaw. And it's the most deserved contract that I think we've been given out for a long time. You know, we've seen Bailly signed up, Matic, these guys recently. I think they're. You want to get him signed up. He's coming to the best years of his career. He looks absolutely awesome. He's deserved it. He's turned his career around at United. You go back a year or two, he was a shadow of a player compared to what he is now, to be fair. It's not that he was a bad player, it's just that he didn't have the consistency, maybe had a bit of trouble coming back from a bad injury. That can always affect a player in their development. And maybe it just looked like he wasn't going to hit those peaks that we were hoping he would. But actually, all these years later, he's just started to flourish into, let's be honest now, the best left-back in the world right now, based on form, if you ask me. Based on form in 2021. I'm not going back into last season on that business. I'm talking 2021. He's been absolutely sensational. Nothing short of sensational. So definitely deserves a new contract. Hope it's a long one. Hope we can get him wrapped up on a 5-6 year deal, because he's that good, guys. He's that good for us now. And you don't want to be giving to people too much too soon. You want him to continue this level of performance, but at the same time, it does seem like he's super committed. I think Ollie's got the best out of him. Solskjaer definitely deserves credit with his development of Luke Shaw and just how he's gone on. And he deserves a lot of credit himself, but certainly the situation as it is, it's night and day between the manager before, Mourinho and Luke Shaw. Obviously, their relationship was public in that they didn't really get on. Mourinho criticised Luke a lot, and Luke Shaw recently has come out and criticised Mou. And if you ask me, rightfully so. There's a lot of words that have been said from Mourinho, none of which very nice over the years about Luke Shaw. So, and look, Luke Shaw, like we just said, like Jan Arne Fjortov just said, it is in your face to Jose Mourinho, because Jose Mourinho was slated him and said that he wasn't a great player. Well, maybe he wasn't a great player for you, Jose, because you couldn't get the best out of him. Just like you couldn't get the best out of Fred either. Fred's a better player under Solskjaer. Still might not be that great or consistent. He's a much better player under Solskjaer. Even Matic, if you ask me, who was like Jose's bum buddy. So in my opinion, these guys are, different styles of management, obviously horses for courses. Nobody's doubting Jose's quality as a manager. The CVs do not even compare. Solskjaer hasn't won jack apart from a Norwegian division title, whereas Jose's won absolutely bloody everything multiple times in different places, so it doesn't even compare. But what I am saying is, in this instance, with certain players at Manchester United, Solskjaer's approach, Solskjaer's tutelage, just everything that Solskjaer's provided Luke Shaw is night and day between, compared to what Jose Mourinho did. And you can see the flourishing of Luke Shaw at Manchester United. So this guy's going to get a new contract, and I hope it's a long one. And I think that he can go on and be as consistent as he's been this season, hopefully, and just go down in history as one of United's best left-backs ever, right up there with Dennis Irwin and Patrice Evra, my friends. And if he can do that and be as consistent as he has been for this season, over the next 5 seasons or few seasons, then he will do that. He will do that. To me, Luke Shaw's the man. Hang on a second. I've got to refresh this. It's not working here. Anyway, yes. So get your thoughts and opinions in about Luke Shaw. Let me give this a refresher. For some reason, my YouTube is the chat working for everybody else on YouTube on the phone app. Stuck for me. Anyway, let me go over it on the computer. Yes, Shaw had a better season than Andy Robertson, but Robertson is better in general, says Angus Gallagher. Okay, fair enough. Well, Robertson is a very good player, very good sort of leader. You saw that for Scotland. Last few seasons, you'd have to say Robertson's hit a higher level in terms of winning things and being a part of that team, obviously. But yeah, the last season, we'll see this season, won't we? We'll see who can do it this season. 53 likes. Rushmano says, everybody hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Let's get this puppy to 100. Adam Talk Sports. Yes, mate. How you doing, Adam? Good to see you, my friend. Ukraine won, says Jarvis Cocker. Nice, mate. Yes, okay. Sorry, yeah, I was keeping an eye on it, obviously. Ukraine won. Did they 2-1 at the end there? Oh, it's Dovbik just right at the end. Oh, we got Ukraine. Ukraine right at the end, guys. Ukraine right at the end, 121st minute. Oh my goodness me, Dovbyk. Oh, Ukraine have tucked him up just before the end of just before penalties. Oh, guys, that is interesting, isn't it? Get in. Get in, mate. Travis, yes, the cake cadet says goal. Come on. Dovbyk, mate. Come on, let's be having you. Zinchenko, man. Fair play. Zinchenko's a good player, isn't he? Scored 27 minutes, and then he's also just got the assist. Dudes. Anyway, it looks like we've got Ukraine, guys. I hope we get Sancho and Varane soon, says Armady Vlad. Yes, absolutely, my friend. Sancho seems like a formality. That sort of brings me on to the next bit, actually. So, which is, you know, Varane. So there is a bit of an update on Raphaël Varane. There's nothing major, of course. But there are some reports from our sources to say that because obviously France have now been dumped out of the European Championships, that now negotiations with Varane are basically going to step up. You know, they're going to step up in terms of levels. And there's also reports to say that Manchester United have already begun speaking with Raphaël Varane's representatives again this week. So that's the sort of latest update. There's nothing in terms of solid movement here. There's no there's not another offer that we've heard officially or anything like that. But it's understood United are in the process of trying to negotiate again with Raphaël Varane. So we do need a centre back, obviously, guys. This is the problem area for us. Getting Sancho in's one thing. That seems to be done and dusted, really. It's just a matter of time until it's announced. Still not over the line yet. It's still not over the line yet, so hold your horses, but looks good. But the centre back position is definitely needing addressing, my friends. And Raphaël Varane is a player that is hot on everybody's list because he's available pretty cheap for a player that is as good as he is. What I mean by pretty cheap is because his contract is running out, Madrid can't demand, the 100 million that he probably would be worth in a market if he had 5 years left on his contract. So he is obviously a top player. They're expecting to get something like 80 million euros from him, which seems absolutely ridiculous to me for a player that doesn't have very long left on his contract and can actually agree pre-contract terms with another club in January. They're asking for too much money. Even if he is worth that money, if he had a longer contract, they're not going to be able to get that money from him. So the reports were a couple of weeks ago that United had gone in with a 50 million euro offer, which was swiftly rejected. And obviously the Euros happened and there's been no more movement since because of that. But because now France have been dumped out of the European Championships, there is a possibility that we could go back this week and just have a little negotiation, Don Piglioni style, with Raphaël Varane's representatives to bringing him in here. Oh, thank you, Berber, for putting the channel membership link in there. Nice one. Let me see if I can... Sorry, my live chat's frozen on there, mate. It's really weird. Very strange. Berber, thank you very much for that, kind sir. Appreciate that one. So I'm going to end this poll right here, dudes. I'm going to end this poll right here. But it looks like people do think that the European Championship think that football's coming home. So that's awesome. Thank you, everybody who voted in that poll. I'm going to get another little cheeky poll up for you, lads and lasses, actually. Because I just... Oh, yeah, there we go. Because I just want to ask you something else. Okay, so give me a second, actually. Wait, Okay, guys, so I'm going to ask you a question because there is a lot of speculation about the midfield position for Manchester United as well. Now, I didn't necessarily get on and talk about it the other day because, there's lots of players that are linked to Manchester United here. And to me, it doesn't seem like it's that massively realistic, but it's in regards to Eduardo Camavinga. Now, if you don't know who Eduardo Camavinga is, he's an 18-year-old central midfielder. He's likened, he's hailed as being potentially the next Kante or potentially the next Pogba. He's young, he's moldable, he's athletic, he's a very, very good player. He's already playing for France now, guys. 4 caps he's had for France at 18 years of age, and including a really sensational goal, which you might have seen in one of his caps. So very, very good young player. There's no denying this. Very, very good young player. And Manchester United linked with this guy, but he's 18 years of age. Don't get me wrong, I'm very interested in signing Camavinga, guys. I'm very interested in signing Camavinga, but only if we are signing somebody who is ready right now, peeps, this guy is another young player. You can't rely necessarily. I don't want to sound like fucking Alan Hansen here, mate. You never win anything with kids. You never win anything with kids. But you've got Pep Guardiola's City and Liverpool and these guys with, Thiago in the midfielders and Henderson and, like grown men in their midfield who have got the experience as well. And then what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to have Camavinga in midfield who's 18 years of age and he's supposed to be our hope for the future. It just doesn't seem like a very strong link to me, guys. I personally do not think that this is that realistic. And if it is, and if this is Solskjaer's like great hope for central midfield, then I think we're pretty light in that area next season. What we need is a true world-class midfielder, or not even world-class necessarily, but just an experienced midfielder who can basically sit in front of the back line and stop them from melting, like a Kante-type player. Now, I know there isn't a Kante-type player out there available to us. That's why I've asked you, to have a vote here, guys, and tell me who you would like to see come in. They're not all the same types of players. They're all slightly different players. Some of them are more box to box. Sal's maybe more of a, say, playmaker. Rice and these guys more defensive midfielders. But the point is, we are looking for players in that area. So let me know what you think. Anyway, guys, it would be interesting to see what your opinions are in a moment. But he is a big athletic player. He does have potential. And I would like to see him signed by Manchester United. We've been talking about this guy since he was 17 on this channel, guys, last summer. Like, we have known about this guy for a while. He's a good young player. But the thing is, he's one for the future, guys. He's not one who's going to come in my opinion, a slot in and boss the Premier League right now. Okay, so let me see what you guys think. Let me click on this and see what you guys think so far. Okay. Wow. Okay, then, fair enough. 43% of the fan base say Camavinga. Camavinga, fair enough. 43% want Camavinga. Listen, I would take him, but I think what we should do is take somebody else as well. I don't understand why we would put all of our eggs in an 18-year-old's basket. That sounded a bit wrong. But you know what I'm saying? I don't see why we should do that. Put all of our eggs in Camavinga's basket. That doesn't sound, that's not a good thing to do in my opinion. It's risky. He is a great one for the future, but think about our midfield positions, guys. So what's going to happen then? So what we're going to do? Camavinga, Pogba, we don't know what's going on with them. I mean, there is an update here from Fabrizio Romano that says that Eduardo Camavinga and Paul Pogba's futures are not linked for Manchester United. They are two different situations. United are interested in Camavinga and like him, but they're not in a rush. So they're not linked. So it's not like, oh, if Paul Pogba goes this summer, we will sign Camavinga. It's not something like that. We may well add Camavinga if Pogba's still here. Now, if Pogba is still here and we add Camavinga, I think we do have a pretty decent midfield then for all occasions, or for most occasions then. If we add Camavinga and Paul Pogba stays, maybe we do have some good players in those positions that can do the business. But we haven't really improved much from last season, though, because we still have Fred, Matic, McTominay. And in my opinion, you know my opinion on these guys. They're not quite up to the standard. They're good, but they're not great. And United need great. And even Pogba, on paper, great player. Look at what his performance the other night for France. They got dumped out, but I thought Pogba was fantastic. And he's been good all Euros, and he's a great player. But he's not consistent enough for United, so even he is not like a super reliable member of the team, in my opinion. So if you're entering this season with the midfield we've currently got, just plus Camavinga, who's 18 years of age, I mean, we're not really that much better off than what we are right now, guys, in my humble opinion. But you guys disagree with me because most of you think that Camavinga should be signed. So what do I know? But honestly, that's just how I feel. I feel like the best possible thing we could do right now is get somebody with more experience, somebody like a Sal, or somebody like, even Bissouma's like 4 or 5 years older. You can't really, and he's cheaper. You can't really, or potentially cheaper. Actually, no, I don't think he is, because I think there's a release clause in Camavinga's contract for a reasonable amount. I don't think it's too much, actually. But because he's at Rennes, right? So Rennes are going to struggle to keep hold of him. I think it's actually not too high. So Camavinga is pretty cheap, whereas Bissouma would be cheap compared to some of these other options we're talking about. Has a bit of Premier League experience, is a bit more developed. Those are two things that are very important: age, development, Premier League experience. Those are a few things that are very important. Whereas with Camavinga, he's coming in from the Mickey Mouse French League, a little Mickey Mouse French League, where Okay, fair enough. He is doing it for France. France are a great team, and he did score an impressive goal. And from what I've seen from him, he looks like a great player, guys. I would really be interested in signing him, as well as a more experienced, ready-made central midfielder that we could see come in. I'm going to get into the live chat and see what you guys think about it. So do get your thoughts and opinions in about Camavinga or any of the midfielders. I'd love to just hear your thoughts quickly before we get on to the next topic. Hey there, Mita Rushmano. Simon Lee says, hey Piggy, long time no see. How you doing there, Simon? Good to see you, mate. What's that? Wish Martial could be sold. You don't give a fook about him. Oh, crikey. Fair enough, El Madi Vlad. Well, yeah, he is a bit underwhelming and a bit disappointed. Hey, we're only 15 likes away from 100 likes, guys. Hit the thumbs up on the video if you have not done so already. That'd be awesome. And also smash that subscribe button if it's your first time here. We're almost at 40,000 subscribers, guys. We're like 30 away or something. So if you haven't hit the subscribe, consider hitting the subscribe. Tox Cole, mate, how you doing? He says, nice win by England today. Dude, what a win, mate. I'm absolutely still buzzing. Bzz, bzz, boobies are still buzzing. Buzzing my boobies off. No, seriously, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I wasn't ready for that, really. I didn't really think England were going to get through, but we did. Great to see you, Tox. Thanks for getting in here. And you're right, it was a boss win by England. And how about Slabby Maguire at the back? Good performance by Slabby. Actually got UEFA's star of the match as well. Respect. How did they not give that Raheem Sterling then? I don't really, anyway, fair enough. But he did boss it though, Maguire, just the back line in general, Stones, Luke Shaw, Kyle Walker, they all had a really great game. So yes, I think England look very good. And because of the current draw that we've got, Ukraine now, and also, who could we potentially, I've got such a bad memory. But yes, Belgium in the final, Belgium or Italy in the final, which would leave, I can't remember. Either way, we've got an easy run to the final where we could potentially face like Belgium or Italy realistically. That's all I know. So it looks good for England. It looks good for England. Yeah, I'm so glad we won today too, Travis. ADV says Maguire was amazing today. He really was, wasn't he? He was pretty damn good. Apart from missing the bloody sitter of a header in front of goal, mate. That wound me up. But other than that, I can't really fault him. He got a clean sheet. He bossed it. He was great in terms of like ball retention, distribution, that sort of thing. Yeah, very, very good. Paul Pogba has ruled the French midfield. Lee Wesley, what a great comment, because it's true. He actually has. He's been very, very good. Now, he does have Kante there for him, who helps him, and you can just see that gives him that little bit of extra freedom. He doesn't have to do so many duties defensively because Kante is just such a colossus in that position that he's easily, he can easily influence the game because he doesn't have to worry about his teammate behind him being an absolute defensive melter, or he himself doesn't have to have as much defensive responsibility. Of course, he's still going to come back and defend, but he's just allowed that freedom knowing that Kante is going to sit in front of that back line and protect. So I think that definitely helps him on the international stage, whereas for United, Fred, McTominay, he's probably his best partner, in my opinion, that I've seen Pogba play with in a Manchester United shirt, consistently at least, is Matic. And that makes sense because Matic is a good defensive midfielder. Maybe he's aging a little bit now, but at one point I think Matic was world class in that position. Maybe he is a bit of a big Frankenstein's monster, but in terms of reading the game, calming things down, keeping hold of the ball, and winning things in the air, and just winning things, he was very, very, very good at one point, and he's still very good. And so I think that combination worked well best for Manchester United, and I think it works best for Paul Pogba for France because he has somebody next to him or behind him there who is giving him a bit more freedom. 96 likes, nice one everyone. Thanks for hitting the old thumbs up, Aruski. Your absolution, hello. He says, I think we should get Neves and Camavinga, sell Fred and Matic. See, now that's the sort of thing I could get behind. I would like to get Camavinga as well as one of these other players. Now you're talking about actually adding great depth. Like, if we actually add great depth like that, then that's a brilliant signing, Camavinga. But yes, Ruben Neves would be brilliant too. I should have probably included him in my list, actually. But yeah, you're so right. Like, as long as we get somebody else who has another option in midfield, who has a bit more experience, who's a bit more further developed, coming to the best years or in their best years, then it's a fantastic signing, Camavinga. It really, really is. But I'm blown away. 42% of the vote here want Manchester United to put all their eggs in an 18-year-old's basket there. That is crazy. That is mental. Fair enough. That is mental. I'm blown away by that. But fair enough. Fair enough. He is, he does look like a great young talent, but that's mental. Who's winning the Euros now then, Piggy? It's England, Simon. England are doing it. Rupert, hello, Rupert Meadow. Read last comment. Okay, let's have a scrolly. So hello there, Gary Finnegan. How's it going? Is Camavinga just all about the hype? He's still so young and plays in the Farmers League, so he hasn't been tested. That's how I feel. He may well be the best midfielder since sliced bread, but it's a gamble to go and want to sign him above Saul, Rice, Basuma, all these guys. That's blown me away, guys. That has blown me away, actually, to be fair. That has kind of blown me away. But anyway, Camavinga, Cowabungus is the cake cadet. Sorry, Rupert Meadow. Let's find your comment here. Crikey, it must be quite high up, Rupert. Okay, I can't find it, Rupert. You're going to have to put it in again, buddy. Sorry, bud. Put it in again, Rupert. I can't find it. Right then, so latest news then, my friends. Let's get into the rest of the latest news. So Camavinga is supposedly on Manchester United's radar, and there's nothing in terms of proper movement about Camavinga. But Manchester United understood to be interested in him. Fabrizio Romano has indicated that there is interest from Manchester United in Camavinga, and there are reports to say that Rennes are expecting to sell Camavinga if his contract isn't extended by June 29th, which is about today. So didn't really happen there, but but around about, it seems like Rennes are trying to sell him now if they're going to sell him, if he's not going to extend a contract, basically. So it's quite interesting. We'll see what goes on there. But I personally think that we would be better served buying somebody like, I don't want us to buy an 18-year-old and just go with that, guys, and not have anybody else in there. Fair enough, if we get him and somebody else in midfield, that's great. But I don't see our board and our owners being prepared to invest that much in it right now. Okay then, right then, guys. So the latest news. Let's get into the rest of it. There's a few little things, but yeah, Luke Shaw potential contract now. Fabrizio Romano give us an update about that in a fashion, and also an update in regards to Jadon Sancho that it's more than close, which I'm interpreting as Manchester United are basically in agreement with Borussia Dortmund, but they're not announcing anything right now until the Euros are over. That's what I personally think. Okay, also a Manchester United scout was reportedly at the game, at the France v Switzerland game last night, keeping tabs on Rabiot, Adrien Rabiot. That's a player that we're supposedly interested in as well for that position, guys. Now, guys, what do you think about Rabiot? He doesn't inspire me, guys. What do you think about Rabiot? Is it a yes or is it a Rabbi no? Is it a Rabbi yes or is it a Rabiot no? Yeah, FIFA tonight, Louis Bud Batten a little bit later on. You don't want him, says Jonathan Gallagher. I'm not really into him either. By the way, my live chat's working again on my phone now. That's good. Didn't impress me last night, says Solskjaer 1999. Fair point, my friend. Rabbi Trash, says Sphinx Foo. I wasn't impressed either. I wouldn't be interested in signing him either, guys. I'm just going to put that out there. But it's understood that Manchester United, there are some reports anyway that there was a United scout there keeping an eye on Adrien Rabiot. Also, an Aston Villa source has said that there's concrete interest in signing Axel Tuanzebe, and that they may make a move for him at some point. So some clubs interested in Tuanzebe. We've got an update here from Matty Rushmano, actually. Thank you very, very much, dude. Really appreciate you. Okay, so let me just take a look at this. Oh, okay. So there's that's quite interesting. So there's a Spanish journalist here who was told El Chiringuito TV that an agreement between Man United and Los Blancos for the transfer of the Blue Star is totally complete. He did not talk about any fee. Okay. Another journalist, Edu Iguaya, has told El Chiringuito TV that as per his information, the former Lens centre-half does not want to leave the 13-time European champions. Acquire did not deny us anything about the agreement claim made by Estrada. Okay, so a little bit of conflict of information there, but it does sound like, the reports are starting to surface now that Manchester United are in negotiations for Raphaël Varane, guys. So that does seem like, the situation as it stands, really. It looks like Raphaël Varane is either going to sign a new contract for Real Madrid in my opinion. PSG are sniffing around him as well, it's understood, and that is a strong link because they can afford him. And he's obviously French, and they're a French side, and they can basically offer as good a deal as pretty much anybody else in world football. So in all seriousness, that is a strong link. But they're understood to be slightly more favouring Sergio Ramos at this point, just to save a little bit more cash, and for a short-term fix. And United definitely are looking at Raphaël Varane, guys, because it's a player that we need to sign in that position. We got 105 likes on the 105 likes on the video. Thank you very much for everybody who's got in here and smashed the thumbs up. That's awesome of you. Rupert says, read my comment, please. He says, do you think City will win? Will sign Grealish and Kane? It does look like they're going to sign one of them, I think. I don't know if they'll get both of them this summer. It really does depend. But it seems like both of those players want to join City. But in order for City to sign both those players, they're going to have to spend a couple of $100 million. But it is understood they're trying to sell players or maybe include players in a deal, which City kind of have to do, really, because of their financial fair play fuckery. Because they don't give a crap about following financial fair play, but now they have to. Otherwise, they're going to get taken to the bloody European courts again. So, which they don't give a toss about. They just pay a little crappy fine or grease some palms along the way anyway. But in my opinion, they probably will. But they'll probably have to sell a couple of players or include a couple of players going the other way. So this is the update from Fabrizio Romano tonight in regards to that. Man City offered $100 million for Harry Kane. Tottenham refused. Man City are interested in Grealish too. So that's all we have at the moment, that there is interest from Grealish, from City for Grealish. That is the latest that we've got there, guys. That's all. So in my opinion, yeah, they probably will get one of them. Both of them might be pushing it a little bit. But if they have a little bit of a fire sale, clear out some of their players, then it's possible that that could happen, I suppose. I mean, that's who I really think we should get, really. Jack Grealish. I mean, look at his couple of performances for England. Look at his display tonight. He's come off the bench with so much a better team when he come on. I mean, I wouldn't say, it's not like he's totally changed it for us, but it definitely was a factor. As soon as we came on, he was giving us a positive outlet. I mean, he has had a hand, obviously, in the 2 goals, so that tells you everything. He's a creative player. He's a big game player. He can influence games, and he's a danger. And he's young. He's still pretty young. He's still got good years in him. And he's definitely a Man United player, guys. That's what pisses me off about this whole situation and pisses me off the most about our shitty owners, the Gash Glazers, because realistically, we should be buying that guy this summer. He is such a United player, I'm telling you now. I mean, forget the Ponzi hairband and that silly hairstyle and all that, guys. I mean, look at me. I want to talk, but seriously, forget the Ponzi hairband. He's a United player, my friend. He is committed, he's tough, he's resilient, He'll get knocked down and he'll get up again. You're never going to keep him down. That's the sort of thing that we're talking about here, guys. He's resilient, and he's also very, very creative, and he also is an influencer and a match winner. He's a match winner, guys, and they're pretty priceless. So it's unfortunate that we are in a situation where our club doesn't have the owners that are as ambitious as us fans, and because we should be getting a player like Jack Grealish this summer in, as well as some of the other players we're talking about. But in the end, it's probably going to be City who sign him, and they're probably going to get Kane too, and they're probably going to win the league by another bloody 15 points. Even though Man United will have spent and strengthened a little bit, but it's so hard to keep up with the Joneses when the Joneses are going out there and just buying the best players in the league every single summer. And we're not necessarily. Maybe we're doing things a little bit differently. Certainly if we're going out and signing a Camavinga and putting all our faith in him or whatnot come the end of it, then that's the case, isn't it? How are we going to catch up? So it is a worry, guys. It is a worry. But we'll see what happens there. Okay, so let me get into the comments, see what you think about that. Evening Pig, I don't know if you spoke about this yet, but I've seen a few times that Roma are interested in Cavani. Really interesting. Okay, well, that makes sense. Bit of Jose Mourinho vibes, eh? I wouldn't read too much into it because I do think that Cavani is happy at United. I think he's loved by the fan base. I think he feels that love, and I think he'll want to stay here for another year. Now, maybe afterwards he might go and play back in the Serie A. He was very successful in the Serie A before, so maybe that's something that we consider doing, but I don't think so. No Flying Pig United fan 67, probably not, my friend. I'm really worried about Chelsea signing Haaland. They are ready to offer up to 200 million, and they want a striker. Yes, that's another thing. They will get who they want as well. Roman Abramovich, he doesn't fuck about like our Glazers do, guys, or Woody and co. He doesn't fuck about. He will go and get exactly who he wants, and he will get them done as early as he can get them done as well, really. So I'm thinking they'll get all of their business wrapped up. They get a couple of big signings in Probably just after the Euros, guys. Yeah, that is a bit of a weird one. Social 99, Vieira and Palace. Not happening, Rupert Meadow. Dortmund won't sell both Shazad Ahmed. Maybe if Tony Marcio goes in the opposite direction. I wonder if there could be some deal to be done there. If I was Tony and I was going to be playing backup this season, Dortmund sounds like a good place for me to go, to be fair. They can afford to pay quite high wages. They are a Champions League team. But anyway. DJ Tricks Official, what's going on? He says, hey, bro, congrats on the win tonight from Ireland. Thank you so much, DJ Tricks Official. You top man. You're a fine man. And a waste of fine man to you. Thank you so much, that DJ Tricks Official. You're a legend, man. Get it, England. Come on. Piggy, FIFA tonight. Yes, Flying Piggy Night Fan 67, I will be. Shazad Ahmed says, won't happen, Piggy. Haaland staying at Dortmund. Well, this is the ideal scenario. What we all want as Man United fans, I think, right now, especially if Kane's going to City. Okay, we do have Greenwood, who I think could be a future star there. But Cavani's getting older and he's not going to be around forever. I think Martial's proven that he's not really a truly good number 9. And I think if United want to be one of those best teams in the world, it's important you have one of the best goal scorers in the world. That's sort of traditionally what we always had when I was growing up. At some point, we'd have one of the best strikers in the world just come in, whether it's Ruud van Nistelrooy or, Ronaldo or Rooney or, whoever it may be. There was always somebody up there to bang plenty of goals. Whereas now, it's not so convincing, my friends. So the ideal scenario is Haaland stays at Dortmund for a year, continues his development, and then Manchester United have first dibs and sign him next summer for a reasonable amount of money, but for the next decade, to have a player of that quality playing for your side for the next decade. That'd be brilliant, because I do think if you look at Haaland, out of all the players that are sort of his age in world football, he's got the biggest, he's probably got the biggest stature out of all of them in terms of like him and Kylian Mbappe, I'd say. Those two, they're smashing, they're banging in the goals on the regular. Haaland's record's unbelievable. He went to Dortmund to continue with his unbelievable record. People said, can he do it, having been played in the, just the Norwegian league and in the Austrian league? And he's proved them right. He proved them that he could do it in the Champions League for Dortmund. So, yeah, very, very good player, guys. And next season, I hope that United have a chance of signing him. But there's no way we're getting him this summer. And if he does move this summer, then it's obviously not going to be to Manchester United. So we just got to hope that he's still available next summer. Rupert Meadows says, money talks, so Haaland could leave and Chelsea owner is ready to offer lots. Precisely, Rupert Meadow. Angus Gallagher says Martial needs consistent games at another club. Rupert says, and Chelsea really need a striker. Haaland is going to Chelsea. Makes sense, doesn't it? Timo Werner's absolutely gashed. Thank you. Come on, England. Luckily for England, Timo Werner's pants. I tell you what, I'm having flashbacks of that Muller moment, guys. Thinking, God, that was such a key moment. Thomas Muller's going to be definitely thinking about that one on the toilet tomorrow morning, isn't he? When he wakes up. Oh, my goodness me. That was a big miss. Oh. Martial needs consistent games at another club. Great point there, Angus Gallagher. Too inconsistent, doesn't get the game time here. Not tonight, 21 Nick P. Sadly, my friend. I'll be on FIFA, though. Jordan Brennan, oh my God, Rashford tweet. What? Don't take the piss, Jordan. Anyway, I don't... If there is a Rashford tweet, Mr. Rashmano, my transfer guru, will send me the informazione just to double clarify that everything's true. So I'm not even going to look. But there we go. They could swap Werner and cash for Haaland. Werner was quality at Leipzig. That's a very good point as well, but there you go. He was in the Bundesliga. The amount of goals that he scored for Leipzig was unbelievable. I mean, there was a point in time, guys, you'll remember me saying, I'm annoyed that Chelsea have signed Timo Werner because I think that's a player that United should have signed. But in hindsight, I'm glad that we didn't because he doesn't seem that good. But that's what I'm saying about the Bundesliga, guys. This Jadon Sancho situation and stuff. His stats are so good over there. Well, Kai Havertz's stats were insane over there too. And Timo Werner's stats were insane over there. Put them in the Premier League and they're bloody crumbling melt jobs in terms of their stats though. So... is Sancho guaranteed to come and bang it for United straight away? He's not. He's not guaranteed to. So this is a bit of a gamble, my friend. Still a bit of a gamble, paying 80 million. He could be like the right-wing version of Slabby Maguire. Bossed it tonight, though. Jarvis Cock, how you doing? Gary Neville, coaching badges will help you with your punditry. Roy Keane, and by God, you need it. Roy Keane's quality. Rupert Meadows says Lukaku said he doesn't want to come back to the Prem. He's doing fantastic out there, isn't he? I wouldn't leave either. That's a perfect league for him. If he came back to the Prem, he wouldn't score as many goals. As simple as that. Not because he's not a great enough player. It's just, oh shit. It's just that players don't score as many goals in the Premier League as they do in other leagues. Facts. In general. Yeah, you know it, Bell6991. Rushmano says, Rashford tweet pig. Thank you, Jordan Brennan. Thank you very much. Let's check this out. Rashford with a tweet, son. Oh, what's this? Are you serious? This is quite cool. What? Yeah, wait a second. I can look at it. I'm just going to get this up on screen, guys. Hang on a second. This is badass, dude. Give me a moment here. This is good. I like this. Hold on a second. I've got to show you this, guys. This is cool. Wait a second. Browser. Yeah, let's go with that one. No, I've cached it up. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Window capture. Yeah, that one. Window capture. That's the one. What the hell? That's not right either. Why is that not working all of a sudden? Anyway, okay, it's pretty disappointing. It's pretty disappointing, this. I thought I had something set up to just show you web pages here, but clearly I don't. Clearly I don't. Right, okay, I'll try that. There you go, actually. Yeah, that should work. That should work. And then I'll take the browser source here. Nice. Oh, bollocks. Okay, then. There we go, guys. We just pop this over here for a second. Marcus Rashford. So, as you can see here, somebody's. This is just bants, or you can read into this what you want. Maybe this is an unofficial confirmation by Mr. Marcus Rashford, guys. As you can see, he has tweeted. Somebody tweeted at him and said, Mr. Marcus Rashford, please announce Sancho, Marcus. And Marcus Rashford says, yes. Get in there, my son. Rashford announces Sancho signing, mate. Let's fucking go. No, I'm just kidding. But look, here you go. Look at this one, though. This is one here. The next one here, it says, Rashford announced Sancho, please. And he says, not just yet, with a smiley face there. But that was on the 20... That was on the 29th. What's funny is that's on the 29th of the 6th there at 12:47. I think that is. It's cut off. It's hard to say. And then at 10:51 this evening, so just literally, 19 minutes ago, he's responded to this guy here saying announce Sancho Marcus and just said yes. So two different responses in the same day, guys. Two different responses in the same day. Fabrizio Romano. Exactly, Fabrizio Romano doing bits, mate. I'm going to tweet that out, mate. I like that. Let's go Fabrizio Romano doing bits. It's brilliant. Get in there. I love that, guys. Get in. Thank you, Agent Marcus. Anyway, so there you go. Agent Marcus at it again, giving us the news that Sancho is signed for Manchester United there. It's basically done, guys. We talked about this. That's why, what is more than close? This is what I was talking about earlier at the start of the stream, guys. So Fabrizio did a tweet update earlier, and it said the Sancho deal is more than close. Well, he's just said close, closer, closest, so far. What's more than close? As I was saying, if you're having a shave and you're more than close, but then you cut yourself, don't you? So you've gone too far. So this basically means that the deal is, that basically meant the deal was done anyway, but it just cannot be announced right now because of the Euro situation with England. What time's the FIFA stream? Oh, crikey, it's 11:05. Probably about 10 to midnight, my friend, somewhere around there. About half an hour's time after I finish this, probably. 122 likes. Rushmano says, everybody, if you enjoyed this transfer update show, do us a big old favour and hit that thumbs up button on the stream if you have not done so. That would be really, really awesome of you. I'd appreciate that. I'll just put that there. I'd really appreciate you smashing the thumbs up on it. That'll help us out. Appreciate it. Janice says, hi, Pig. Hi, guys. Can I spare a great win for England tonight? Boy, wasn't it, man? What a win. What a win. Play FIFA Xbox. Well, maybe I could mix up. We'll see. But I don't have any team or anything on the Xbox One. Good shout, Paul Scholes. I shall do that. Okay, then, guys. So that's basically it. That's what I wanted to talk about. And there was a couple of other things I wanted to mention, actually. But we'll save that for tomorrow's show, actually. Otherwise, we're going to be here quite a long time. Am I playing FIFA today, Piggy, bro? Yes, I am, Jay Gill. I'll be on in a bit. Give me 45 minutes or so, half an hour, 45 minutes, and I'll be back on. I could do that, actually, Fine Pig United fan 67. I'd have to start my pro all over again. I could do that. Jonathan Geiger to get an OBE and Mr. Pig to be knighted. Thank you. Thank you, Lee Wesley. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. There's the latest update. It's a good one. Rashford as well, you know, popping us with a little bit of a gem there, which we like to see at the end there. Rashford. So brilliant stuff, guys. There's the latest update. Looks like it's done. Sancho, basically done deal. Let's get a cheeky little come on, Sancho, in the live chat, dudes, because it's almost done. We can't quite go here we go yet, but it's nearly done. It's nearly done. Well, that might be true, Bell. That might be true. Thank you, Rushmano. Says great show, guys. Thank you, Rushmano. Thank you, Jonathan Gallagher. Thank you, all the moderators. Janice Franklis, Bell as well. Flying Pig United Fan 67, Paul Scholes, Jay Gill, Primot, all of you legends for getting in here. Just a little tidbit for you, all the latest news there. As I said, not too much in terms of like anything official, but we're just reading into some things here tonight because people have said that the deal is more than close, and Rashford's just come out and responded to somebody and said yes, when a short while ago he was saying not yet. So quite interesting, guys. It seems like he's done. Thank you, Lee Wesley. Appreciate that one. Thank you, Ian Dawn. 10 to midnight, so get to the stream around 12:30, guys. You don't get to the stream at all, Ian. Anyway, Paul Scholes, Bo, everybody else, thank you very much for tuning in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. You can follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, the website, flyingpigunited.com and unitedflyinghigh.com. Check out them as well. I'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Come back after this video is finished also and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed. Do you think this means anything, guys? Do you think this means anything? Rashford? Do you think this means? I think it does. I think it does mean quite a lot, guys. I think it does mean quite a lot. We'll bring you the latest as it comes. See you later, guys. This is The Pig. Tune in for about, half an hour or so's time. We'll be back with FIFA to smash up some fools. See you then.